It's a hell of a thing, killing a man. You take away all he's got, and all he's ever gonna have.
Lemon peels can flavor nasty water. That doesn't do away with the disease. In the church, going people so good beneath the steeple, so sorry for their deeds. You're not responsible for the demons in your head. Get on your knees, put up your hands and say, I'm sorry for my mind. I'm sorry for my mind. I'm so sorry for killing you. And apologies make lousy parachutes.
She said it's the loudest.
You can take a pill to fix your problem.
Obviously, if he just told you it's the loudest. What is wrong with my hair that I can't figure out which way to put it? Shut up. All right. It's like a fucking toupee. Thanks, Boogs. It's the world's worst toupee.
Why? Because it's real?
We should have started with that. Maybe I'll redo that.
Yeah, no, we can.
Okay.
We can just start now. It's our podcast. We can do whatever we want.
All right.
On that note, and bad toupees, welcome to Two Good Christians. My name is Christian, and I am the son.
My name is Chris, and I am the father. And for those of you late to the conversation, I was discussing how I'm having a bad hair day, and Christian was pretty much, how can you tell? And I said, well, it looks like a bad toupee, and it'd actually be the worst toupee because it still looks like I'm bald.
It's your real hair.
It's literally...
It's doing nothing.
It's doing nothing. It's a bald cap.
Yeah, jeez.
So you've been enticing me with a story.
Oh, we're gonna jump right into it.
Well, actually, we can tell. I have a news thing I want to talk about first. I meant to get to last week.
whatever you want to do first.
But
like I said, it's our podcast. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
I have a couple. I'll actually start with this one because it's actually about a week old. But a man was found with a live turtle in his pants by the TSA at New Jersey Airport.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Why?
Don't call Richard Gere. He'd probably put it in his ass.
No, that's gerbils. That's hamsters.
Yeah, but he's got to grow somehow.
Ew. It's like snapping turtle.
That's a natural progression. Guinea pigs, then turtle.
All right, so here's the deal. So a Pennsylvania man who was going through security at a New Jersey airport.
Wow, not a Florida man?
No.
That's a total Florida man headline.
Right? Well, there's enough turtles. They don't have to bring them back to Florida. Found to have a live turtle concealed in his pants, according to the TSA. The turtle was detected Friday after a body scanner alarm went off at Newark Liberty International Airport. A TSA off. Go ahead.
What are they? Was it a metal turtle?
No, so when you do this, and they can see your nuts.
The turtle inside is like clipped on the end of his dick, but it's doing the.
Also doing it. Yeah, so they then conducted a pat down and determined there was something concealed in the groin area of his pants. When questioned further, the man reached into his pants and pulled out a turtle, which is about 5 inches long and wrapped in a small blue towel. It was fucking Leonardo.
Is that a
Holy
turtle
shit.
in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
It was Leonardo. He was wrapped in a little blue towel, wearing a little blue mask. He had two swords on his back. He said it was a red ear slider turtle, a species that is popular as a pet. The man, whose name was not released, why?
Whatever.
Was escorted from the checkpoint area by Port Authority police and ended up missing his flight. Turtle was confiscated, and it's not clear if the turtle was the man's pet or why he had it in his pants. We have seen travelers try to conceal knives and other weapons on their person, in their shoes, and in their luggage. However, I believe this is the first time we have come across someone who is concealing a live animal down the front of his pants. And this is the first time we've ever come across a guy who was coming across a turtle.
My first question would have been, did you wipe it off?
Yeah, right? It wasn't clear if the man would face any charges or penalties.
What's the charge?
Turtle fucking? I don't know.
It's not. Is it bestiality? I don't know. I mean, it was just in his pants. He wasn't actively inside of the turtle.
But was it inside his underpants or outside? It was like between the layers, or was it like skin on shell?
The only thing I have to say is he not turtly enough for the turtle club?
When was it? You idiot. And was it a male turtle?
Oh, it was a gay bestiality.
That is also gay.
That's whoa.
Right. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right. There's
not
no
anything wrong with that.
I mean, there is a problem with fucking a turtle, but not a male turtle.
Yeah.
It could be whatever turtle you want it to be.
Yes. Yeah. Fuck any sex you want. Just don't fuck turtles, please.
Yeah.
Leave the turtles out of it.
Or just stay away from like all animals, not like just turtles. Like just don't fuck animals. There's plenty of men, women, non-binary, LGBTQ. I don't know all the terms. I'm sorry, but there's a lot of people out there. Don't fuck animals.
Yeah, no turtle fuckers. The day they had those initials, turtle TF to the.
LGBTQ plus TF.
Yeah,
Nope.
No thanks. No. Then I'm out. So one comment on it said, "Did the turtle at least have a clothespin on his snout?"
Oh my god. Yeah, could you imagine how that turtle smells? Oh, God.
Probably better than that guy's junk.
Ugh.
So, real quick, I got another thing. I say we, like I was at the Vatican, like I was part of the conclave. We've apparently chosen a new pope.
Pope Greg! Yes, and funny enough, it's an American pope.
Right.
My lights are
correct.
Fucky. There we go. It's an American pope because just like everything else in the world, America has to have their hand in the pie. So fuck it. Why not have an American pope?
Correct. Hand in the pie.
Yeah, we're fucking everywhere.
Pope, for God's sake.
Why not be in Christianity now?
So I was looking over Pope memes. Now that the Pope is
oh my God.
not only American but also from Chicago. And
oh yeah, all the holy shit. There's a Pope with a Midwestern accent.
Yeah. So I got this one from somebody named Leah. These are from X, whose @ is Big Fat Moose Pussy with no U. Yo, cool. we got a Pope that's been to Walmart now.
I don't know why that was so funny.
This is even better. Chloe. At Chloe's underlined posts says, "There's no way a guy from Chicago is a conduit to God." Midwest Antiquarian at Eric Aarons says, please let the Pope have the accent." Alexis says, "It's cute that people think we aren't going to be like this his entire papacy." Cora Harrington says, "Chicagoans are about to be insufferable for at least the next 36 hours." These are fantastic. These are so good.
I can't wait till the pictures start coming out.
The
actual picture memes.
You will not be disappointed in about 2 minutes. So this post says, "American Pope sounds like the name of an Amazon Prime original series you ignore."
Oh my God! Speaking of that, have you seen Conclave?
Yes,
no,
it's fantastic.
Conclave.
Yeah, Conclave is very good.
Excuse me. No. What was it? When John Malkovich is the Pope. Was that the new Pope or something?
The young Pope, or
it's like the young Pope, the new Pope. Have you seen
the young Pope? Yeah, that's a Catholic priest's dream.
Oh my God! It's more like the young Pop, because that's what they do to their buttholes.
The young Pope. First question is, how young?
Oh God! Yeah, we are not a religious podcast. I know we said it last time, but most I won't say most, but a lot of them are kid fuckers. But shh, don't tell anybody.
Here's another one. American Pope used to be one of those things airport bookstore authors would put in their near future fiction to indicate that things have become a little different and weird.
Yeah, there used to be a fantasy.
That's so awesome. So
yeah, that's like in older, and I don't mean this to be like off kilter, but in like older movies when they would have like a woman president to show that it was an alternative timeline. Right. Like that's ridiculous.
Women can do it too?
Right.
That's outrageous. All right, hold on. I gotta make sure I get the right screen here. I'm trying to save something.
Oh, we're sharing memes now.
Yeah, real quick.
All right.
Share. You probably have to put it up, I think, right?
Yep.
This is one of my favorites. So, yeah. The new pope won't have any trouble finding his way around Italy. Being from Chicago, he's seen this map 1,000 times. That's a good one. I thought I had a couple others, but we'll save them. We have time.
Many years. He's younger, right?
Yeah, sure.
He seems like on the younger side.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I have one more I have to do. I don't know. I don't know if you know what Malort is.
Oh yeah,
Malort is. You do?
I've never had it. I want it. I want to try it.
Yeah, it's an alcoholic beverage. It's a spirit, and it's really popular in Chicago.
It's supposed to be very bad.
Very, very bad.
It
sounds gross. But really quick, let me see if I can find that other one. Oh shit, where was it?
There's this guy on TikTok. Oh, like the wine taste, something it's a guy in his kitchen that usually does like mixed drinks, and he does the Malort test, and he's like very proper, but he's like fucking hysterical. I gotta find his name. But yeah, he does a TikTok review of Malort, and he's like, I don't know why I'm doing this again, but here's another Malort, and you'll see him drink it, and he's just like, it tastes like old feet. And because he like actually tastes stuff and tries it. It's funny. He's a funny guy.
Like Harlan Williams drinking the piss in Dumb and Dumber. All right, I just shared another one, then we can move on.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, I can see it already. My Lord and Savior. I love the hot dog.
What's great is how fast people had these ready. People are brilliant.
Water into old style, stones into Italian beef.
They're so good.
Oh, that's great. We're gonna have a great few years with this.
Americans are way too quick, like for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
World peace, not gonna be able to do it, but Pope memes within 5 minutes of it happening, we're in.
Yeah, we can't pay it forward, but we'll make make a funny post.
Oh, here's another we go. We got an American Pope before GTA 6.
That's true. That's true. They pushed it back another fucking year. That's fucking. Oh God, I have a couple friends at work who are fucking shaking in their boots for GTA 6. And
it's not coming. So
yeah, one of them's like, "Have you seen trailer 2 yet?" And I wanted to be like, "Trailer 2? There should be 45 fucking trailers for the amount of time they pushed this fucking game back."
There should be GTA 7 for the amount of time they push the game back.
And it's so funny that you as a non-gamer knows the GTA memes. Oh, God. We got an American Pope before we got GTA 6. Drink break.
Yeah, I need my drink break. Stay hydrated, people. It's good advice.
As I drink my wrong pipe. My Four Loko.
That's the face I make when I drink your beloved Moxie.
Oh, Moxie is so good. Speaking of that, Moxie, sponsor us. I know we say some off-color shit, but like a lifetime supply of your Moxie would be great. Thanks. Bye.
or just having a sponsor. You don't have to give us any money. Just let people know you sponsor us by supporting us.
Yeah, just like send me a bunch of free, or send me a bunch of Moxie and I'll pay for it.
Yeah,
like half. Give me like half, because technically we're influencers. So
yeah. We got a lot of influence.
Yeah. We do.
Yeah, I couldn't get you to mow the fucking lawn when you were a kid. How much influence do I have?
Keyword: when I was a kid. I was
That's
like
true.
6, and he was like, "Go mow the lawn."
That's true.
Like, Dad, I can't pull it. Figure it out.
You haven't been over as an adult to do it either. So I'm just saying.
No, he never did that. He did make me paint a fence for 3 summers in a row, and that is only because I didn't finish it the first summer.
I was going to say, it took you 3 summers.
Yes.
I did make you dig out that root that time. But you learned a valuable lesson.
No, but that was fun.
I know you made it. You made it a mission.
You did that whole. Bet you can't get that root out of the ground. I was like, fuck, yeah. You ready? You ready for me to do it? And guess what I did when I bought my own house? Fucking dug some stumps out, and it felt fucking great.
Yeah. And all Abby had to say was, "I bet you can't get that root out of the ground."
Yep, because it still works.
I'll time you.
I'll time you. That will always work for guys. That whole timing. I'll time you. I'll time you because we always want to be timed. Not always.
Oh, not always.
Not always. Yeah.
Not
No,
always. Not always.
I strike it, reverse it. We sometimes like to be timed. Most of the time. Wow,
Not everything's a
how many
race.
times can I say time in a sentence? Time is relevant. Life is a lie. We're in a simulation. Speaking of simulation, I have a fucking fantastic story that I gotta tell you.
You've been teasing me, so
Yeah, it's wildly ridiculous. It is a true story, so I will leave out names and places and stuff just to, but people who listen are gonna know because they've been a part of it. So we go to a deli down the street from work for lunch sometimes. And usually every Friday, a whole bunch of us go. But every now and then, one or two of us will get it like during the week if we're, kind of feeling, because this place is fucking awesome. And when I say we get it every Friday, we literally get it every Friday. And then sometimes other days, obviously. But
not Puerto Rican Day. Not on Puerto Rican Day.
No, we haven't done a Puerto Rican Day this year yet. We will be doing one. I hope they don't fucking do it when I leave. But to be fair, I did have Puerto Rican food when I got the braids. So, I mean, I am one day ahead of them. So anyway, it was Tuesday, I believe. One of my coworkers who usually goes to this place every day, he was asked by another coworker, "Hey, are you going today?" And he goes, "No." The other coworker goes, "No, I went to my mom's last night. She made a whole bunch of stuff, and she gave me food." So this other coworker goes, "Don't talk to me," and turns away. Now, the coworker this happened to is telling me this, and I'm like, was he joking? And this is the next day, and he goes, "He still hasn't talked to me." Yeah. Oh.
Because he wasn't going to get sandwiches?
This is the tip of the fucking iceberg. So, Thursday comes around, and we all hear about it. We're all making jokes. We're all doing whatever. And a separate coworker goes, something that'd go a lot better if we had this deli sandwich. And I went, you know what? Look how easy it is. Hey, so-and-so, are you going today? And now, keep in mind, this is Wednesday, so this is the day after. This happened on a Tuesday, the first incident. I hear about it on this Wednesday. The coworker goes, "Hey, wouldn't it be funny if we go to this place?" And I go, "Well, look how easy it is." And I go, "Hey," and he told me I can use his name, so now I will use it. I go, "Hey, Dave, are we going to Chavez today?" And I look at the other coworker and I go, "It's that easy to ask." And he goes, "We can if you want." So that morning, the coworker that said the wild sentence the first day goes, "I don't need it today. I brought my own food." So cool, which is great. Awesome. Glad you bought it. We want this deli sandwich. We're going to get it. So that day passes. Thursday rolls around, and I go, I kind of want it again. And again, I asked Dave, I was like, "Dave, are you going?" He goes, "No." I said, "Okay, well, I'm going to go. Recommend me a sandwich." And he ends up making my sandwich. Two other coworkers asked Dave, and he goes, "No, but Chris is going. Ask him." So they both ask me, and I have their orders. And now this coworker who started this all is not talking to anybody.
We'll call him Karen.
Yes, we can call him Karen, absolutely. So we'll call him Karen. He's not talking to anybody, right? So we all get our, I go get the sandwiches. I come back and I pass him out, and he is at the table and he just stares at us. He just fucking stares. As soon as we sit down, he gets up and disappears. So we were like, oh, that's weird. That's like, what the hell is going on? So we go back to, to doing whatever. And turns out, hold on, I do have notes. So he found out I was going and got upset. He got so fucking pissed. So pissed. Now, keep in mind, I forgot to say this. The first day this happened, when he didn't get his sandwich because the other guy didn't go, his response was, I invite this guy over for a family dinner, and he can't even get me a sandwich. Again, if that was done jokingly, we'd all laugh and say, ha ha ha, that's very, very funny. It was, in fact, not done jokingly. There was no joking tone whatsoever. He tried to get the entire table on his side, like, oh my God, you're right, what a dick move. And he was like, dude, I told you I wasn't going. That's not my fault.
So we were family.
Right?
I let you in.
So he finds out we're going Thursday and gets so pissed. Not once does he come up to me and say, hey, are you going? If he did, I would have said, yeah, what do you want? No problem. What do you want? So one of the coworkers I asked before we got the sandwiches, he was like, you should really go tell him that you're going. And I said, no, I'm not going to tell him that I'm going. It is not my job to make sure you are fed. If you are hungry, come ask me. If you know, because he knew I was going. This other coworker told him that I was going, and he just goes, pff, pff, pff. Later in the day, he passes Dave, and he goes, I know where I stand. And then disappears again. I know where I stand. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean you know where you stand?
You guys don't like me.
Right? Later in the day, he goes, I see people's true colors now. And hasn't talked to anybody. So he tells Dave, he goes, Dave, keep in mind, this all started because Dave didn't go get a fucking sandwich.
Nice going, Dave.
He goes to Dave and he goes, Dave, I'm not mad at you. It's not you. Keep in mind, I am now in the bathroom because sometimes I have to poop when I'm at work. And he made sure to do this
you're one
when
of
I wasn't
those?
there.
You're
Yeah.
one of those? That's another conversation.
And he goes, Dave, it's not you. I'm not mad at you, but I know some people don't like me. And pointed to my side of the desk. And I'm being told this. And I'm like, when the fuck did I get brought into this? I went to go get a sandwich. He didn't ask me. I'm not going to baby him and be like, little baby want a sandwich? Are you hungry today? No. If you know I'm going.
To the airplane.
Right. You know I'm going. Come ask me. Or ask Dave. So now he's not talking to anybody. Now he is so fucking pissed. He leaves early Thursday. And by early, he leaves like 15 minutes early.
Wait, because he's mad or because?
He won't say that, but yes. But yes. Tells Dave before he leaves, I'm probably just going to do a half day tomorrow. I got some time. Now, we all know what that means. We know he is a little bit butthurt that he didn't get a sandwich because he didn't ask for it. So he calls or texts our boss at 10:30 that night and calls out. Doesn't even show up Friday. Because he is so aggravated at me for some reason because Dave didn't get him a sandwich on Tuesday. So now he thinks I hate him. Which I don't. It's here nor there. We were friends. Some stuff happened, and I kind of, pushed, gave him some space, because I realized, I was like, okay, this is a little too much. So I put some space. I'll work with you. I'll be cordial, whatever. But, I'm not going to entertain everything, So now he thinks I hate him because Dave didn't get him a fucking sandwich.
Dave is a fucking criminal mastermind, man.
Right?
Dave is Lex Luthor.
So he knows where he stands, and he's seen people's true colors. I don't know what any of that shit means. All over a sandwich.
Is it a good sandwich, though?
It's a fantastic sandwich. It's a really good sandwich.
Yeah, I'd be upset, too.
But no. Okay, so if you knew somebody wasn't going, you had your own car, you knew where it was, you have your own money because you have your own job, because you have a big boy wallet, if you wanted that sandwich, would you not go get it yourself?
Well, here's my problem with that. I'm a little short on money because I didn't go to work on Friday this week because somebody didn't buy me a sandwich. I left a little bit early on Thursday, and I didn't go in on Friday, so now I can't afford that sandwich. So now he's fucked himself for next week, too.
Right? Right? And so now he's going around telling people, Christian's been acting weird toward me lately, and now, now he's not, the whole true colors and I know where I stand thing. And I wanted to be like, I'm not acting weird. I'm putting up a barrier because I realized there was an issue, and I'm separating myself. That's okay. That is okay to do. And to be fair, I don't have to like you.
I think
do I have
Monday,
to work with you? Yes. And will I work with you? Absolutely. But I do not have to like you. There's people in this world everybody doesn't like, and that's okay. We're allowed to not like people.
Yeah, I think on Monday you should bring him a Lunchable as a peace offering.
No, he buys that sometimes to eat.
Lunchables?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so telling.
Yeah.
This is a grown man.
Yes, older than me.
Oh, my God.
Supposedly, manly man, sports, super conservative. You ask him that, would you suck a dick for $1 million question? He's like, no, well, I wouldn't do that. No.
Bro, it's $1 million.
Thank you. And we even said no one's got to know. No one's got to know.
I'm not saying it'd be easy to do.
I'm not saying he's got to come
that's
to
$1
your
million.
mouth. But all you got to do is lick a penis for a little bit. Done. It's $1 million.
It's $1 million.
The argument is, well, $1 million isn't even that much anymore. It's $1 million. Do you have $1 million right now? No. Guess what you would do if you just licked the skin of a penis? Yeah. You would have $1 million.
Yeah.
Well, I'd spend it too fast. That's your problem. Suck another dick, get another $1 million. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
I'll just do it like your mom. I'll be like,
yeah, we never said it needed to be enjoyable for the other guy. You just so we now call this whole. Now keep in mind this happened from Tuesday to Friday, so we now call this the Sassy Deli sandwich debacle. It's unbelievable. Like as it was happening, and I was hearing about all this. I was like, this cannot be fucking real. We are not doing this. Someone was like, what are we in? What are we in? Mean Girls? We don't eat sandwiches on Tuesdays. Like, what the fuck is going on? It's a sandwich, dude. It's a fucking. We are not. Nobody is out. He's the same kind of person that everyone thinks he's out to get him.
Well, and fucking Dave bringing his own lunch on a Tuesday.
Guess what, bud? The world does not think about you as much as you think it does. I had to learn that the hard way.
Says us who are sitting here talking about him a week later.
Right. Well, but he's the first person. He's the first person to talk shit. There is another coworker he has tormented since day one. Tormented publicly, screaming in the warehouse about how fucking useless he is, how he's a fucking piece of shit. And I wanted to be like, how the fuck do you think this kid feels with you doing that every day? And now someone doesn't get you a sandwich and you freak out. And you think everyone's out to get you. I was like, I wanted to be like, you know what? Now you know how it feels. Now you know how it feels to be singled out to I don't know. It's horrible. He's a bully, and this was deserved.
Well, actually, I heard
I'm
about
not
that.
upset about it.
The reason he doesn't like that other kid is because he brought gum to work one day, but didn't bring enough for everybody.
Right? Right? That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what's wild. I can't even believe I'm giving it this much energy, but it's such a wild story.
You're so pissed your face finally matches again.
Yeah, right? I upgraded. I got a little...
I saw that.
Yeah.
Little burn on
I
top.
will eventually get a full sunburned face. I'm just doing it in phases. You know?
Yeah, I want to know what happened here that you didn't tan there. You kind of like on the front of your head.
I told the story last week. I had my do-rag, which was up
that
until
I
here.
got.
And then I wore my hat, which was in the same spot as the do-rag, but then that little spot, that little half circle moon
Oh,
thing
gotcha.
was right here.
Half circle moon thing. The brim?
No, the brim's the other side, dummy.
Oh, you wear it backwards. That's right. You're a backwards guy.
There's no half moon side on the
was
front of your
that?
hat.
What was that? There was when we used to bend the fucking brim into a half moon.
That was such a 2000s thing. Fucking, you bend it
2000s,
in so it
probably like 80s.
curved and it cut into your head, but you didn't care because it looked fucking cool.
It was never that bad. It's just a nice rounded look.
No, I used to fold it. I used to take the brim and I would fold it into a sandwich, smush it, and that's how I'd put it on.
Well,
So
that's
yeah,
on you.
so that's my sandwich story. It's great. It's so great. It's unbelievable. Working with these fucking children.
That should be their tagline. What's the name of the deli?
I can't say. I don't want to say.
Ah, man. I think you let it slip earlier.
I almost did. Like I said, people who know the story know. I will tell you off air, but
Yeah.
you got to get one of these sandwiches. They're fucking delicious.
Champ's Deli, bringing friends together.
It's close to that.
All right. Well,
All right,
somehow
somehow that took up 30 minutes. Do we want to actually get into the topic today?
There's no real good way to segue into it, but today we are talking about the Rendlesham Forest Incident. We are away from murders and killing people, and we are into UFOs.
Yes.
Which is my preferred topic.
Yes. There's
So,
so much information about not only this topic, but just UFOs in general. I mean, we could have a whole podcast on just aliens, but we like to get into, we're trying out all this different stuff,
We have lots of interests, and we like
Yes.
to talk about things that interest us,
Yes.
like sandwich arguments.
And also things that make us mad, like sandwiches, and this is the equivalent of hobby horse riding. Like, I talk about it because it upsets me so much.
I have no problem with hobby horse riding. I think it's awesome, and I think everybody should do it.
I do. I think it's the dumbest thing in the world, and I think anybody who does it should be summarily executed.
And we're on the same page. I was being sarcastic. So Rendlesham Forest.
But wait, before we get into
Oh
that,
my God.
Which death penalty would they get?
Who?
Hobby horse riders.
Hobby horse enthusiasts?
What would we give them? Like the injection?
No. We would give them the Christopher Reeves. We would make them ride a horse with no helmet, jumping over a jump that's too high.
Why is that somehow worse than the question I posed? How are we going to kill these children riding stick horses? And you're like, we'll just do the Christopher Reeves thing, like you fucking had it.
Yeah, like I had it ready. Put them on a horse, let them jump with no helmet. When they inevitably fall down, they'll be in a wheelchair for a while, and then eventually it'll kill them.
Wait, like falling down off their stick horse?
Right.
That's the dumbest thing you could do.
Right.
It's a stick. You're literally on your own feet. If you Christopher Reeves yourself on a hobby horse, you deserve it. That's your own fault.
That's a shitty hobby. That's funny.
All right. On to Rendlesham Forest.
All right, Rendlesham Forest. A little bit of background real quick. The Rendlesham Forest Incident is one of the most well-known and controversial UFO sightings in the United Kingdom. It is often referred to as Britain's Roswell, which is kind of weird because it's not really anything like Roswell. It's just kind of got that level of interest to it.
Of publicity. I mean,
Notoriety.
It kind of is if you think about it. Well, I mean, we'll get into it, but they kind of have the same stuff to it.
Okay. So it took place over several nights, not several, 3 nights, in late December 1980 near RAF Woodbridge and RAF Bentwaters in Suffolk, England. RAF stands for Royal Air Force Base.
I believe it was around Christmas time, like the 25th. I think like the day after 26th is when the actual sightings happened.
That's the first one started on the 26th, yeah. So those Royal Air Force bases in Britain were being used by the U.S. Air Force at the time. So let's start with night one. So
well,
around.
can I
Yeah, go
mention that we actually those bases were super important because I was listening to a couple podcasts. Like a lot of my information is from last podcast on the left. If you haven't listened to them, seriously go check them out. I know they don't need the plug, but they're fucking awesome.
But they deserve it, man. Give it to
Yes,
them anyway.
I absolutely love them. They're actually the inspiration for me for doing this. Yeah, they're absolutely hysterical. They talk about the same stuff. Check out their episode on Rendlesham. It's a lot more in depth than ours. But they were talking that these two bases were actually crucial in the development of radar.
Oh,
Because what they wanted to do is use it as like a death ray. During like the World War II era, they wanted some way to like concentrate on airplanes or any kind of aircraft and kind of death ray them down. But what they really ended up doing was creating almost like this echolocation system radar, and used it more to signal things as opposed to take things down.
I'd have been pissed if I was creating a death ray and all I got was like fucking bat sense. It's like you can see in the dark. Wait, I can see in the dark? No.
Yep.
It's like you can see in the dark. Well, so like what? Like I can see shapes. No. You yell and shit bounces back. So it's just like a fucking echo. Cool.
So it's a cave. We built a cave.
Awesome.
Great.
That's great.
And I don't know if we'll get into this later too, but the reason it's so important, and one of the reasons that there's a lot of, or not a lot of, but there was activity there, was because it is said, it wasn't confirmed nor denied by the UK government, but it is said that they housed over 500 nuclear weapons. I think later it was like over 1,000 or something, but it is, again, neither confirmed nor denied, but they probably had nuclear weapons.
Nuclear bases are typically hotspots for UFOs,
right?
Which is kind of.
Did we say what year this happened?
Yeah, this was 1980.
1980. Yeah.
Yep. So on the first night of the Rendlesham Forest Incident, it began in the early hours, about 3:00 in the morning on December 26, 1980. Two Air Force members, U.S. Air Force members on security patrol, saw strange lights in the sky from the east gate of Royal Air Force Base Woodbridge. They believed them to be from an aircraft that may have crashed or been forced to land, and they requested permission from the flight chief to investigate. 3 patrolmen were then sent out, not these same 2 guys. 3 other patrolmen were sent out to explore the area and reported seeing a strange glowing object in the forest.
It's important to say, too, we say there's 2 bases because Rendlesham Forest is actually in between these 2 bases. I believe it's like a 20-mile forest, 200-mile forest. I can't remember the exact. It was a 20 and whether it had an extra 0 or not.
Those are 2 very different numbers.
Right. And like I said, we'll get into this later, but that's what kind of helped having it. Where it happened is super crucial because it's in between these 2. The forest is in between these 2 bases.
So among the small group of personnel, which is 3 people, I have 2 names. I have Airman John Burroughs, and a name that you'll hear a bunch in this is Staff Sergeant, don't make fun of it, Staff Sergeant Jim Peniston.
I'm not allowed to because they did make fun of it in last podcast.
They did.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll do it because he got in trouble in the first episode for not doing it. So I'm going to just jump out. And even though I got this, I'm going to tag Henry Zabrowski. I'm taking this from you. His last name is Penis Ton.
Yeah, Penis Ton.
He's got a ton of penis. I guess that's what British people have really big penises because his last name is Penis Ton.
That explains the bad teeth.
That guy definitely has a couple $1 million.
So they reported seeing a metallic glowing object with strange markings on it once they got closer. Peniston later claims to have approached it and even touched it.
Yes. Yeah, they say the markings kind of look like hieroglyphics. It almost looked like Egyptian hieroglyphics. It was about, I think they said 9 feet tall. So I mean, it's not a small, it's a big fucking thing. Not as big as we think most UFOs are. You know, at least me, I think UFOs are fucking like passenger airplane size. But no, they tend to be around this like 9 by 12 foot kind of moving thing.
Yeah. So as they neared the object, it reportedly scooted through the trees and disappeared out of sight. and was spotted again about an hour later near the back gate of the airbase.
The Bat Gate.
No, the back gate,
Oh,
not the
there's a
bat
Bat
gate.
I was like, oh my God, Batman's at this base.
Radar, he brought it full circle. So Sergeant Jim Peanistown later claimed that he had encountered a craft of unknown origin, but there was no publicized mention of this at the time. So this isn't something they made a big deal of and released to the press like Roswell, where they had said,
Right.
UFO found.
That's what I wanted to look up. He's got about, I think, 15 hours of recording, or someone does. I can't remember the name of when they found these things, and it's legitimate recordings from them looking at these things as the thing was happening. Again, listen to the last podcast episode about it. They have some of that in there. It's super. If you're into this, it's super, super interesting. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, they're better than we are. I'm not saying don't listen to us, but definitely give them a listen.
Listen to us first, and then get a lot more information over there.
Right.
They're super researched. So
and then come back to listen to us to thank us for sending you to them.
correct, and let them know that to nobody's. Never mind.
Worship them.
Worship them. Right.
I'm old enough to be their dad. That's weird.
No, they're in their 40s.
No, that's true. Yeah, you're right. I keep thinking they're close to your age, but yeah, you're right. So, at around 4 a.m., so this is about an hour later, local police were called in, and they reported that the only visible lights were from the Oxford Nest Lighthouse.
Yes. Yep. That is, and I sorry, I keep cutting you off. I've been listening to a lot of stuff recently. That can almost kind of be debunked as a source of where these lights are coming from, because even in the recordings, they use it as a point of reference. So they know that is out there, and they say, oh, the light that's moving is
to the left, is east of the lighthouse, or
right. So they knew that lighthouse was there, so they knew it couldn't have been that lighthouse.
Yeah, they're not stupid. These are relatively intelligent individuals, and
yes,
let's hope our military is a little more on point than not realizing that when they're stationed right next to a lighthouse that the light would be coming from.
I mean, lighthouse. We do have a couple goofs, but that happens.
Yeah, a couple of Gomer piles. So the next day, actually, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. So the next day, investigators reported finding 3 small indentations on the ground where the object had allegedly landed. The object they described as having a triangular shape, standing on tripod-like legs. Radio communications were difficult when they were near the object, and it eventually lifted off and maneuvered away at high speed. So on the ground the next day, they found 3 small indentations where it had landed, supposedly, burn marks and broken branches on nearby trees, and slightly elevated radiation levels at the landing site, according to readings that happened later on.
Right.
I guess they weren't crazy, they weren't dangerous levels, but they were certainly elevated compared to the surrounding
there
area.
were spikes, so it wasn't like a constant thing. And now keep in mind too, they're finding these 3 indentations. It's the middle of or the end of December in Suffolk is where it takes place, I believe, which is England, I think, Suffolk, England. It's really, the ground is frozen. So the amount of force it would take to dig holes into the ground at this time of year, it has to be something either landing really hard, something significantly big. So it's not like those things were just
hot.
there. Right. Yeah, exactly. They said there was heat radiating from these holes. And again, the ground's frozen. I know there's like some thermal heating that happens sometimes, but it's the middle of fucking December. That's not going to be happening, especially over in England.
Yep. So no official explanation was provided at the time. They didn't really make a huge deal of it. It was kind of a let's wait and see. The British Ministry of Defense did not consider it a threat and did not launch a formal investigation, which I guess in a way begs the question, did they maybe know? Had they seen these before? And kind of mum was the word back then. So on the second night, which was December 27th, 1980, not a lot happened. It was relatively quiet in terms of sightings, but it kind of set the stage for what was going to happen the next day. They heightened security just in case anything came back. Interest from senior officers was increased as well. Everybody was kind of I don't want to say nervous because, like I said, they didn't sense really a threat, but they were definitely curious. Right. Senior officers were briefed, and plans were made to be more prepared in case of recurrence. Of course, rumors started. One of the rumors being, they're just seeing the lighthouse. Haha, funny. They're seeing cars. They're seeing, lights reflecting from other places.
I think one theory was there was a stolen fertilizer truck. That a couple of the other officers realized it was stolen, pushed it out into the woods, and then set it on fire, and that's what made the colorful lights and the which is a wild theory. I mean, it's England. I think they have a lot of farms over there. They're probably scooping up a lot of poo. One, why would you steal it? Two, I don't think it makes funky colors when you set it on fire. There
are gases. I mean, there's gases. So
the methane tends to give like a little greenish, and they said there were green, red, clear kind of lights. Another theory is that someone, I believe, from the opposite base was driving a car that had green lights on it. Red, like they were creating the hoax, basically.
Right, and then some people say the other base was pranking them.
Right. But again, that doesn't describe some of the like firsthand. They have, like I said, the audio recording. One guy has sketches of him sketching what he saw. I think at some point, I don't know if you have this in your notes. I think, what was it, Peniston had a binary code.
Yeah, we're getting there. Hold on.
We're getting there.
Okay. Yeah, we're getting there. So basically, people were tense.
Yeah.
Some witness testimony suggests that people were on high alert and there were unofficial stakeouts, which means people who are off duty or even on duty and could get away were just kind of camping out waiting for this shit to happen.
Right.
The environment was one of growing anxiety and speculation. Some people believe that equipment such as Geiger counters may have been made ready or deployed in anticipation. Mm-hmm. Some people also think that there may have been a suppression of activity. Meaning that shit was happening, shit was going on, maybe even more so than on nights 1 or 2, and they did not either officially record it or they suppressed any, any evidence of it or any word of it.
Yeah, from what I researched, I think they took a day or two before the people who witnessed it actually went to the higher ups, and even when they did, I think he named it on like. It happened on the 27th, but it really started on the 26th. So a lot of the recall that they did, or the back investigation, it didn't match up because he gave him the wrong date. So there really was a kind of an air of unknowing, even from the interest of the higher ups, because they did look into this, but because the guy fucked up some of the dates,
Yeah, there's also a lot of things that were written up after the fact. So
right.
Yeah, a lot of it is based on memory. A lot of it wasn't, hey, this happened yesterday, and here's the deal. A lot of it was written days, and in some cases, years after.
Right, and that's where the idea of like the cover up and stuff happened. Just like Roswell, the government's covering it up for some reason.
Right. So on the third night, the night of December 28th into the early hours of December 29th, 1980, the main witness in this case is Lieutenant Colonel Charles Holt.
Charles Holt, yes.
Yep. He was the deputy base commander of RAF Bentwaters. On the third night, he led a team into Rendlesham Forest to investigate the strange sightings personally, following reports from the previous 2 nights.
Actually, yeah, excuse what I said before. I wasn't Peniston who has the audio recording and the drawings. I believe
Correct.
It was Charles
It
Holt.
is Holt. Yep,
Yes.
Holt has an audio tape. So Holt ended up writing the Holt Memo, which is a document entitled "The Unexplained Lights." It was written by him on January 13th, 1981. So this is a couple of weeks afterward, almost two weeks exactly after the fact, summarizing the events of the third night. It was released to the public under the U.S. Freedom of Information Act. There's also the Holt audio tape. He brought a tape recorder with him into the forest and made a real-time audio recording of what he and his team observed. This 18-minute tape is considered crucial evidence. It's pretty wild. I don't have it here. We don't really, our kind of time format doesn't really allow for us to play that and kind of pick and choose, but definitely look it up if you can. It's got some interesting stuff, and you can hear kind of the anxiety and in some cases the excitement in these guys' voices when they're seeing things.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean,
it's pretty wild.
They do a really good job of like staying composed. But like I said, I believe it's the last podcast has 2 episodes on it. In their first episode, I believe, is when you hear them, and it's they listen to quite a bit of it, and you can tell like they're trying to stay composed because that's what they were trained for, but they're obviously seeing some funky shit.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about Colonel Halt is he put together a team of 5 guys, and his job or his mindset was when he went there. Yes, 5 guys, burgers and fries. He put together a team of 5 people, and his thought process was to go into the forest and debunk it. He didn't believe it.
Yes.
He thought
he was a
100%
skeptic. Yeah, absolutely.
Thought it was a hoax. Thought they were screwing up. Thought they weren't seeing. They brought in Geiger counters and radio communication equipment.
Right.
They started by observing a pulsing red light in the sky that appeared to split into multiple lights. Halt described as appearing to send down beams of light to the ground near their position. The team took radiation measurements around the landing site from the first night. They found slightly elevated levels, which they noted as unusual, though not definitively dangerous. Multiple strange lights were seen in the sky, including a bright object moving in and out of the trees, described as glowing red and sometimes appearing to change shape. Which I guess that light from that lighthouse, if that's moving, would appear to be going in and out of the trees, but it would have that singular point of
right. And
origin.
They knew it was there. They would see it trailing. They would see it's not like you just see the end of the light. You see the beam, but that's kind of like what we saw with the drones that happened recently, which we should do an episode on because that's wild.
The non-drones that people just screwed it on the rug and disappeared. Nobody talks about now.
That all of a sudden disappeared and just aren't there anymore. But you try to take close-ups of them, and they were like this globular light, and it does look like something's like the camera's trying to focus. But it was odd. It wasn't like it was trying to focus because then all of a sudden it would come into view and it would still look like this globular thing. So yeah, that's what it immediately reminded me of was the current drone situation.
Globular. So here's a super weird thing. Beams of light were seen coming down from the sky, one of which was allegedly directed near the base's weapons storage area, causing serious concern. Yeah, no shit.
Well, they were a nuclear base. They say a lot of alien activity surrounds nuclear bases because they're curious with the people who discover this super atom splitting. They're obviously going to be curious about it. So why wouldn't they be around all these nuclear bases, military bases? They want to see where the power comes from. It's a natural thing.
Well, hopefully they can neutralize it too if they need to, because people aren't known for being very smart with our weapons.
Yeah. A couple people that we have in control of that big red button is a little scary.
Yeah. So while they did not have a close encounter with a landed craft that night, the lights in the sky were described as red, orange, and blue in color, silent despite rapid movements. They appeared to hover and then move at high speed and seemed to exhibit intelligent control. Halt reported that the object maneuvered through the trees and then ascended rapidly into the sky. Really quick, I do have the Halt memorandum.
Oh,
take a quick look at it.
In last podcast, Henry was talking about this. It's like an 800-page book.
Is it really?
Yeah, and he says it's of just conscious thought. It's literally this guy just talking for 800 pages. It's wild.
Are you sure? Then I only have like 1 page of it. I have a memo. So this is probably different than what Henry was talking about.
Yeah, no, I believe it's the Halt memorandum, or it's something that Halt did was literally just like a stream of thought kind of book.
I think he did something later on.
Yes,
I think it's something later on. But this is just it's a 1-page memorandum, just kind of summarizing what happened that night. Sorry, I got to get it here.
They also mentioned too that because of the way this craft moved, kind of like the movie Nope, which I didn't like.
I was very disappointed.
It wasn't a good movie. The actors are great. Whatever. It was a meh movie. But they say this incident kind of showed that maybe the crafts themselves are the aliens. Spoiler alert for the movie. If you haven't seen it, fuck you. Like I said, the crafts themselves are the actual entities. So the crafts themselves are curious. There's not someone necessarily flying them. But yeah, they are themselves the alien.
All right. Did you share that or?
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. So basically, the memo is as follows: dated January 13th, 1981. Signed by Charles Halt, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Air Force. Early in the morning of 27th of December, 1980, approximately 0300, two USAF security police patrolmen saw unusual lights outside the back gate. I'm having a hard time reading, it's so small, and I can't really zoom in on it because I'm sharing it.
I can read it for you if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you take it over. You've got better eyes than I do.
Two USAF security police patrolmen saw unusual lights outside the back gate at the RAF Woodbridge. Thinking an aircraft might have crashed or been forced down, they called for permission to go outside the gate to investigate. The on-duty flight chief responded and allowed three patrolmen to proceed on foot. The individuals reported seeing a strange glowing object in the forest. The object was described as being metallic in appearance and triangular in shape, approximately 2 to 3 meters across the base and approximately 2 meters high. It illuminated the entire forest with a white light. The object itself had a pulsing red light on top and a bank of blue lights underneath. The object was hovering or on legs. As the patrolman approached the object, it maneuvered through the trees and disappeared. At this time, the animals on a nearby farm went into a frenzy. The object was briefly sighted approximately an hour later near the back gate. The next day, 3 depressions, 1.5 inch deep and 7 inch in diameter, were found where the object had been sighted on the ground. The following night, 29th of December, 1980, the area was checked for radiation. Beta/gamma readings of 0.1
You're on your own.
Rontgens.
Oh, we'll hear about this one.
Were recorded with peak readings in the 3 depressions and near the center of the triangle formed by the depressions. A nearby tree had moderate 0.05 to 0.07. I hate people say 0.0 something. It's a 0.
It's a 0.
0.05 to 0.07 readings on the side of the tree toward the depressions. Later in the night, a red sun-like light was seen through the trees. It moved above and pulsed. At one point, it appeared to throw off glowing particles and then broke into 5 separate white objects and then disappeared. Immediately thereafter, 3 star-like objects were noticed in the sky, 2 objects to the north and 1 to the south, all of which were about 10 degrees off the horizon. The objects moved rapidly in sharp angular movements and displayed red, green, and blue lights. The objects to the north appeared to be elliptical through a 8x12 power lens. They then turned to full circles. The object to the north remained in the sky for an hour or more. The object to the south was visible for 2 or 3 hours and beamed down a stream of light from time to time. Numerous individuals, including the undersigned, witnessed the activities in paragraphs 2 and 3. Now, by numerous people, they mean about 80 different military members saw this. That is not including the amount of civilians that saw this happen, because civilians around all the Air Force bases also saw this happen.
Yeah.
So that's what's leading to the credibility, is not only do we have our military signing off, literally making statements like this, but we also have outside of that civilians seeing this same thing.
Yeah, true story. So Halt remained adamant through his entire life that what he saw was not of this world and not explainable by conventional aircraft.
In the words of Henry Zabrowski, I know what I saw!
And keep in mind, too, these are Air Force personnel. So they're used to seeing things that fly. They kind of know what's going on in the sky.
Exactly.
The UK Ministry of Defense officially stated the event posed no threat to national security and thus did not investigate further. That's kind of the party line that all these governments toe when it comes to UAPs. UAPs, by the way, people, is the new UFO. It's unidentified aerial phenomena. The skeptical explanation includes the Oxford Nest Lighthouse, visible from the forest, stars, meteors, and psychological factors. However, supporters argue the precision of military witnesses and audio evidence challenges that interpretation.
Agreed.
So, which I subscribe to. So, what's weird is I don't really know how I feel about the next part of this. I'm a little bit torn. I don't want to call anybody a liar. I don't want to kind of besmirch anybody who has these beliefs or these experiences. Each experience is individual, and I don't know. I can talk about it for a while, but the most critical player in this, even though it appears to be Colonel Holt, is not. It's actually Jim Peniston. He was a staff sergeant in the U.S. Air Force Security Police at Woodbridge, one of the first responders to the incident. He's the only one who claims to have touched the object.
Yes.
That they saw. He described the object as triangular with a smooth black surface and strange glyph-like symbols. He took notes and sketches in his notebook, which have since been published. However, from what I understand, he did not make those notes or those sketches until years after the experience.
Yes.
This isn't something he ran back and did and said, oh my God, I have to. So, I mean, this is kind of after this case had gained some notoriety.
I also heard that there was someone with Peniston who experienced something different.
Jim Burroughs.
Jim Burroughs, which...
Oh, sorry, John Burroughs.
John Burroughs, yes. Which doesn't match what he said originally, but after, kind of, as this kind of went down, he kind of changed his story, saying, I saw something different or whatever, which could lead to that, aliens are our own psychological, whatever. That's a whole different thing. But one important thing that I don't know if you have a note on is that there was a time delay. When they came back from seeing this craft, they were like, "What's going on?" We just left, and they were like, "No, you were gone for 45 minutes." And they looked at their watches, and their watches were 45 minutes slow. So there is a 45-minute missing gap time, which means whatever they saw or whatever happened was able to manipulate their electronic timing, either stopping it or winding it back. They were doing something that manipulated their time.
Yep. As well as their mental experiences too.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that could also just be from excitement. You know when you get excited going to something, you're like, oh, we've been here for 5 minutes, and no, you look at your time and you're like, you've been there for 3 hours. That could have had something to do with it. But having your actual watches be 45 minutes off from when people say you left and you think it's been 5, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's weird. So Peniston claims that he received a binary coded message telepathically.
Yes.
After touching the craft. I guess my biggest problem with this part of the story is that he didn't reveal this code until 2010.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is 30 years later.
All of a sudden started writing it down.
Yeah. Well, he claims he wrote it in his notebook like right afterward, but was just releasing it now. He kept it a secret for for 3 decades. Interpreters of the code say it references coordinates of ancient or mysterious sites on Earth, like the Giza pyramids and Nazca lines. I actually, you know what? I have part of it. I pulled it up somewhere. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. Fill some dead space.
Oh, dead space. This is how you clear the dead space.
I'm just going to call that throwing a hooker in the hole. Throw a hooker in that hole.
Throw a hooker in the hole. Ba, ba. Throw a hooker in that hole. Ba, ba. There's a hooker in that hole. Ba, ba.
All right, that's not a great song.
Okay.
All right, so this, my friend, is the binary to human readable. Excuse me. So, if this was projected,
Tariad then? All
yeah,
right.
hold on. So, if this binary code was put into his head telepathically, even if he went back and wrote it down immediately, he would have to do so from memory or if whatever was almost, probably literally burned into his brain.
Right.
So, it's not really a glaring case of fraud if there are mistakes or typos when translating, binary code, from your brain to paper, and then translating it from the code to something readable. So it says exploration og humanity, which we can assume would mean exploration of humanity.
Is we'll get to line 17, but
yeah, that's weird. That's freaky.
Does that say eyes of your balls?
Yes. No. Eyes of your eyes. They think that's another typo. So 8100 continuous for planetary advance whatever. FN Earth which probably coordinate continuous and then sequence PRB4 eyes of your eyes origin year 8100. So it doesn't really say anything or mean anything. I couldn't find anything that was able to translate it properly. But here's what they think it could mean.
Mm-hmm.
Exploration origins of humanity. 8100 continuous for planetary advancement. Fourth coordinate continuous sequence probe for E. I don't know what the other. Oh, those are all the coordinates.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes of your eyes. Origin coordinates. Origin year 8100.
Now that anytime I think like aliens or whatever say year things, what year are they talking about?
Right.
I mean, is it our year? That could also look at all the fucking numbers above it. That could just be just another set of arbitrary numbers. But it's aliens never like origin year 2035. It's always hundreds and hundreds of years after that. Is this millennia after that 100 of years where they are? Like, we have no reference for what that time is because time
measured differently.
Matter. Yeah. Right.
It's measured differently. It's their years are going to be different lengths than our years. Why would they even say year unless they're from our future?
Right. Why would they even know what a year is unless they knew what humans do?
Right. But then again, if it's projected into your brain, you're interpreting this in your or they're shooting it in your language. So there's also that language barrier. The code itself is made up of I think 2213 zeros and ones, something like that. So yeah, it's a pretty wild claim. I'm not sure how I feel about it, mostly because it was reported so late after the fact, 30 years after the fact. But he holds to it. I mean, he was a stand-up guy. He was a military guy. I don't know. Military people can't lie, but it's kind of one of those weird conundrums where you want to believe this guy, but it just sounds so far-fetched that.
Well, maybe it's one of those. It's so crazy. Maybe that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like usually, the truth is stranger than fiction. Maybe it could be for all we know.
Well, let's touch on John Burroughs a little bit.
Yeah. I'm not touching him.
He's
not giving me $1 million, but
staying with the Catholic priest theme. Let's. I'm kidding. He was a grown-up. So John Burroughs, his role was Airman First Class in the U.S. Air Force Security Police at RAF Woodbridge. He accompanied Pennison during the first night of the incident, and he was also present during Lieutenant Colonel Halt's investigation on night 3. His key claims are that he witnessed a strange light in the forest and experienced unusual physical effects. He did not, however, touch the craft. He reported missing time during the incident, and which could explain his different experiences from Jim Pennison's, has a limited
what if that's
memory.
Why we haven't seen a craft in a while? What if he went to like his mommy and daddy craft, and they're like, "Show me where the evil human touched you. Just point to where it touched you, and we'll never have to go there again."
I actually have a theory as to why we haven't seen crafts in a while. It's because on Tuesday, somebody offered to buy them sandwiches, and they weren't having it,
and they said no. And so said, fuck this planet.
Now they're not. They're not speaking to us anymore because they know where they stand with us.
They've seen the true colors of this fucking planet.
They've seen our true colors.
I've seen your true colors. Yeah, I've been blasting that Cyndi Lauper song.
So John Burroughs has limited memory of some details. He's experienced long-term health issues, which he attributes to the radiation exposure or energy effects from the encounter. So
Probably because
he's all in.
He was a drinker. I mean, he was in the military. Stuff like that is so like it could literally be anything.
It could be anything, but he's all in. He's convinced that he saw something that was not normal.
I believe that part, but when it comes it's like watching Ghost Adventures. Like, oh my God, I feel a body right next to me, touching me. It's things like that.
You have felt that though, so I mean, be careful.
Yes,
that's another episode.
Yes, that's another episode. Yes, that's
all right.
Yeah.
So health and legal battles.
That's a little different because I'm not a celebrity. I'm a fucking nobody, and it happened. Whatever.
So were they at one point.
Yeah.
So health and legal battles. He fought a prolonged legal battle with the U.S. Veterans Administration, and eventually received disability compensation. Reportedly, the first time the U.S. government acknowledged a service-related injury from a UFO encounter. Dun, dun, dun. He's become a strong advocate for government transparency on UFO phenomena and frequently appears in interviews, conferences, and documentaries. So our last major player in this was, we've spoken about him a couple times, is Lieutenant Colonel Charles Halt. He led the investigation into the forest, and he recorded the now famous Halt tape, which, again, check it out. I think we covered most of this. Authorized the Halt memo. He claims the event was covered up by both U.S. and British authorities. So, again, who knows if anything did happen on night number 2, more so than we saw. And that audio tape is pretty compelling.
It is.
Well, that's
part of what I said before. They tried to cover up because they neither confirm nor deny that this was a place of holding nuclear warheads. Yeah. So they couldn't really say, yes, this didn't happen. No, this didn't happen because they couldn't confirm or deny whether or not they had the nuclear's there. Right.
We can neither confirm nor deny. So his position on the incident is he consistently affirms the encounter was real and unexplained, not a hoax or misidentification. He believes the phenomenon was under intelligent control, but he does not endorse the binary code claims made by Pennison.
Okay.
So he doesn't stand behind those. Doesn't know. But he's like me. Doesn't know how he feels about him. Or he could be saying, hey, full bullshit.
Right.
He retired as a full colonel, so received a promotion after this. Continues to speak at UFO conferences and in media. And he is a critic of attempts to debunk the incident using the Oxford Nest Lighthouse theory. I know what I saw. So the binary code, really quick. So
yeah,
he in 2010 he publicly revealed the existence of these binary codes during an interview for the History Channel's Ancient Aliens. So again, the reveal timing and place is a little dubious.
Right.
With assistance from researchers like Linda Moulton Howe, the binary sequences were translated using ASCII? ASC2? I don't know what that is. Revealing a message. Exploration of humanity, continuous for planetary advance, eyes of your eyes, origin year 8100. Additionally, the decoded message included geographical coordinates pointing to various significant sites worldwide, such as Caracol, Belize, Sedona, Arizona, the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt, the Nazca Lines in Peru, Taishanchu of China, Portara at the Temple of Apollo in Greece, and a location associated with the mythical island of High Brazil. These coordinates have sparked discussions about potential connections to ancient civilizations and unexplained phenomena. Pennison's account and the binary code have been the subjects of both intrigue and skepticism. Some researchers question the authenticity and timing of the code's revelation, while others view it as compelling evidence of contact with an advanced intelligence. That's where I'm torn. I mean,
that's where it makes it kind of difficult. I didn't realize it was that recent that the binary thing happened.
Yeah, you get a lot of these people who get these kind of codes or aliens talk to me, and they said we all have to get along,
Right.
Or they'll have some kind of borderline religious connotation. Where is this kind of almost just states it like an alien report, like a captain's log.
Yeah, almost like they found like a capsule.
Yeah, you would think if he was going to make it up, he would make up, this is what they told me. They told me, we have to be on our best behavior. Or,
Right.
Or,
Well, we're watching you. We're like that really cool YouTube short of that alien. The disguised voice. Which is we actually have to post that on the Facebook because I watch that thing all the time. It's super compelling. It's completely fake, but it's fake. It's really cool.
It's really well done too.
Yeah, it makes sense. But that's the kind of thing. It's like we are you from a different time period. Yeah. We don't have sex. We don't have
whoa what ho
meaning gender. Like we don't have gender. We don't have language. We don't have.
So they really are like us then, because that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Got a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, have fun not having a penis anymore.
Yeah.
Is touching your own penis gay? Because technically a man's touching it.
This is true. I don't know.
Do you get turned on by man's hands?
I touch his microphone like it's my dick, as we discussed last time, and that I was unaware of doing until... Yeah, whatever.
And now you do it more than you've ever done before.
Because it's now I do it on general principle. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it, right?
General principle.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just holding on to my microphone.
See, that's why I put my stand down here because now you can't really see me moving. Yeah. You just think
we just see it. We just see it shaking. That kid bumps the desk a lot.
No, I move with it.
I feel like you're talking into your dick. So some researchers question the authenticity and timing of the code's revelation, while others view it as compelling evidence of contact with advanced intelligence. Further details and analyses can be found in the book The Rendlesham Enigma, co-authored by Peniston and Gary Osborne. Yes. Ozzy Osbourne's brother. Just kidding, no relation. So, thoughts, Christian?
I think it's super compelling. I think this is... even more so than Roswell, one of the definitive alien encounters.
Well, it's more recent, so I think the ability to report it was better. The ability to collect data was better.
Right. Yeah.
There was more interest, so actually they were probably more compelled to release more about it.
Right.
Roswell. Nobody knew about anything Roswellian until Roswell.
Yeah. 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 I have those two parts of my brain. I am skeptical because it is the government telling us what the government saw.
Yeah.
I mean, do we really trust the government now? No. Did we
Sure.
back then?
Oh, no, we don't. No.
Back then, probably a little more, but doesn't mean they weren't doing the same shit. It just wasn't as public what they were doing. So, I don't know. It's hard to believe like current whistleblowers too, because of all the alien stuff. Like you have that one guy whose job was to spread misinformation in like conventions and shit.
Yeah.
And then he all of a sudden became a whistleblower. Like it's really, really hard to believe anything the government says when it comes to things like this. Well, but is it one of those things where like they're dangling it in front of us? Like we're telling you the truth, you're not getting it. And that's what like people like us like grasp onto. Is like maybe they're just they know we're chomping at the bit and they're giving us that salt lick at the end, And everyone else is like, it's the government, whatever. But
you almost think too, like now as we as people gain more control over the media, or in a lot of cases, and kind of where we're headed, hopefully, is becoming the media.
Yeah,
you would think that they'd be forced to give more, with more eyes on, with more direct access to information, with immediate access to information. You'd think, but it's almost blurring the lines even more.
Right, that's what I was saying. That's why we have these people like Grush and stuff. We're having these like public meetings. They've said we're having disclosure for the past 10 fucking years. Where's the disclosure been?
Yeah, nothing is different. Nothing is different.
All they've said is we know there are things in the sky that we cannot explain. No fucking shit. That's what we've been saying. Thank you for acknowledging it, but again, is that just them? And here's another thing too. Could it be secret military programs? Things that some government is doing that they can't say publicly because obviously where are they going to test things like this? They're especially nowadays where information is so it's so right there. If they put anything in the sky, somebody's going to know where it is and they're going to record it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So who's to say any of this? And sorry, last thought. You know, they always say anything we get publicly, the government is already 20 years ahead. So look at all the fucking technology we have now. Who's to say the government is now not 20 or 50 years ahead of where they're ready to release public stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know that that's necessarily true that they're 20 years ahead. I think they want people to believe they are 20 years ahead. I think if any government had what people are seeing in the sky that could move like that, you would know it. They would monetize it. They would strategize it. They would use it to gain power, to gain favor, to gain even the I guess good versus evil are subjective, but even the good countries.
But I don't think it's ready yet. I think it's such an advanced thing. Like even if you believe, what the fuck is his name? The engineer, the glasses.
Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar. Yeah. Even if you believe him, they were doing this shit back in the 80s, in the 70s. You know, the Roswell shit. They were reverse engineering. Maybe there's something we're missing that's why this tech isn't monetized. It's not.
But like you said, reverse engineering. I mean, you're reverse engineering alien technology, which is different than being the proprietor of that information. You know what I mean? We didn't create it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think if we had created it, if we could control gravity, don't think for a second people wouldn't know that we could control gravity.
I don't know. That might be one of the things we're holding the ace in the pocket. You know, they say, I don't mean to get political, but excuse me, they say China plays the long game. Well, what if we know that and we're waiting for that? You know what I mean? Like
hold up. Rewind for a second. We're going to watch this back in Reading. Why did you do that with your eyes when you said China?
Because the lights are bright. I didn't. That was not a racial thing. I promise. If I did, I would have gone, "Hi, Bobby, Mom." Another podcast you got to listen to. Bad Friends. It's great. But no, it's like I said, we know these other superpowers exist. We know everyone's kind of biding their time. What if we have an ace? And why is it always America? That's another thing they bring up in the last podcast episode is why is America always discovering, not discovering, but having these things?
Well, they're happening everywhere. I think you're going to get when you have to the extent that we have it, freedom of the press the way we have it, access to we're a wealthy country. You've got people who have, everybody's got a phone, everybody's got a camera, everybody's got the freedom to be outside, have eyes in the sky or eyes wherever they want to have eyes. We're going to see a lot more. We're going to report a lot more. We just have the ability to disseminate that information a lot faster and a lot better.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Damn, aliens. Oh, there's so much we can just keep talking about. And we will keep talking about aliens because it's so compelling. Whether you believe or not, it's fun to kind of try and wrap your head around something that you can't understand. You know.
Yeah. No matter how much you want to.
Right. As much as I would love to believe, I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's very ignorant to say we are the only life out there. But it makes me feel very small to also think that maybe we are.
Yeah. Well, I've had some experiences.
Yes.
With stuff. I want to wait until at some point we're gonna have my brother on here and we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, we're gonna put that on Patreon, so you gotta pay for it, bitches.
And then, just to fuck everybody in Patreon, we're gonna release it a week later to everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm just kidding. We're not that.
No, we're not that.
We're not that mean.
We will have a Patreon at some point, so
yes,
so you can pay us if you want to. I don't know why you would. It'll probably just be me and my dad just sending the same $10 back and forth. But
no, it won't. I'll send it to you. I'll never see it again. You'll be sporting some new shades. Be like, where'd you get those? Like, you sent me $10.
No, it was the podcast. It's podcast money. We can write it off.
Podcast money.
But yeah, I would like to have you and your brother who actually provides the beginning and
Correct.
end song.
Correct.
I actually want to have him on for a couple episodes. He has a very compelling glimpse of the devil, which is super interesting. The guy's also he's super knowledgeable about religion and stuff. He's read the Bible and stuff. He's read a whole bunch of shit. So yeah, I'd like to get him on.
He's a good conversation. He's a good conversation.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. Be a lot of fun.
I'd like to get him on for a plethora of topics. So
one at a time. We won't overload everybody all at once.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. We have to have a plan for the future, and those are definitely plans for the future. Yeah. But for now, we're just gonna keep doing this DIY sausage fest of.
I'll do it myself. Whoa, sausage fest.
Yeah,
do it myself.
This is literally just me and you. Like you said a few episodes ago. Our wives think, why can't this just be a phone call? Yeah. Why do you think anybody cares what you think?
We will have a woman on here at some point. We'll probably interview a porn star or something.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, that would be awesome. Our wives would kill us.
No.
So worth it.
No, because they're icky.
They're icky?
Yeah.
Our wives?
No. The porn star. Oh my God.
That is not very nice. That is not very nice.
I think this is where we should end.
They are not icky.
Hello. I forgot to ask, but Freddie, how do you feel about the sandwich story? Jordan is going to be so upset. We were supposed to give Freddie the Yeti more screen time as per Jordan, and shout out to Jordan.
So Freddie still doesn't have a voice. So Freddie is feeling a little under the weather. We're still discussing his function here, but Freddie is here.
Hey, there he is. Hi,
Still blurry, which is so weird.
That's right. Freddie, did you hear any of the sandwich story? All right. I know your voice is a little hoarse, but
that guy sucks.
Wow, that's not a hoarse voice at all. I thought you said you were having throat problems. You sound pretty clear.
I just meant I ate a horse.
Oh, okay. As Yetis tend to do. All right. Oh my God. Freddie, you are the best. Technically, we did not leave Jordan hanging. He did get more screen time than he did last time. He's been on for a full 45 seconds.
and he will have a voice. We're
and he will have a
voice.
We are working on it. We actually want to get him his own headphones and microphone, camera, and stuff.
My first microphone that I used for this podcast was a Blue Yeti microphone, so we'll probably give that to him.
Yeah. Yep.
So he can have his own Yeti microphone.
Yeah.
He likes that.
All right. I think that's going to wrap it up. Do you have anything else to say?
I got nothing. Nope.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Like, comment, subscribe, and keep watching. Bye, fuckers.
Tiss out. That's not his voice.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
We'll find one.
We'll work on it. Yeah, we'll definitely work on it. All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.
World full of girls